Strider Squadron, proceed to runway. Sortie ASAP.
Attention, all defensive and air support teams. In order to get up and running, what I need most from you is time. As long as you can provide me that, my program will bring down the Arsenal bird.
That was Major Deanna McConey. I'm Warrant Officer Lehman, a specialist. We're now commencing the operation to destroy the Arsenal bird.
It's gonna be a long fight. Don't waste any ammo.
So that's Stonehenge, huh? It's bigger than I imagined. Uglier, too.
Look at that mess of cables. They're using generator trucks to run it.
Nickel.
Are we sure that thing's even gonna fire? Seriously, I mean, how old is it?
If it doesn't, then our luck is run dry. I'd get praying if I were you. Well, if it works, it'll bring down even an Arsenal bird.
Big if. And it'd have to hit.
Men here clear. Enemy tanks to the head. Located an enemy tank. Long capture. Requesting close air support.
Men here 6. Request for air support confirmed. Help is on the way.
Listen up. Our job is to defend here. That's all. You got it?
Nickel.
This should be easy. Go on your paycheck.
Nickel.
Damn enemy aircraft. Remain calm. Must destroy Stonehenge.
Excellent. They've halted. Pin them down!
Receiving lock. Breaking. Launch it. Bandit on your tail.
Target acquired.
Men here 6. The enemy ground forces have been eliminated. Much obliged for the air support. All right, guys. This time you get a whole 45 seconds. Grab some chow or something.
Powering main system. Cold boost. Skipping sequence of 47 to 97.
Activating. We just need one shot.
Elevator 3. Hostiles gonna lock. This is Men here 7. We link up with ground and air support and are ready to drive the enemy back.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Bombers, bearing 190. Stonehenge won't survive a bomb run. You have to stop them.
Sorry, keep you waiting.
Let's
handle your defensive.
Real problems.
Kick it into overdrive. Your only focus should be Stonehenge.
We've only got 60% green. We've got 30% yellow. 10% is red.
Well, it has been sitting here rusting away for the past 20 years. I'd say a few glitches are to be expected. Hurry and verify the reds and yellows.
Roger. Oh, wait, we're letting them take down.
Hostile bomber destroyed. Nice work. Keep Stonehenge safe for us.
Men here 7. We are getting overrun. We need reinforcements.
Men here 7 is hot. Let's go give him some help.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Our objective isn't wiping out the enemy forces. It's defending Stonehenge.
Strider 2. Fox 2.
Strider 1, Fox 2. All enemies attacking Men here 5 have been eliminated. Good job.
Power level is 40%. 42%. Come on, damn it!
Come on, baby. Be good. We need you.
Keep your eyes glued to the ground. Destroy those closest to our allies first.
Break off and set your sights on Stonehenge. We're sitting ducks if we stay together. Roger.
Strider 1.
Men here 7 here. Enemy aircraft approaching. They're gonna clean this place out. If we don't get air support, we're dead. Okay, good. We've got the geodetic data.
advancing towards Menhir 6. Ground forces haven't noticed yet.
Let's take out the enemy while our friends are still on their feet.
Stay out of our line of sight. Avoid friendly fire.
Target hit.
Breaking out of lock. They evaded it. Evading enemy missile.
The enemy isn't letting up. There's just no wind in sight.
Oh, baby, we're saved! Whoever is flying the plane with 3 lines, I'll buy into a beer later. We can't afford to let Stonehenge fall. We're really counting on that air support. This is Menhir 7. Enemy reinforcements. They're attacking in waves.
Watch out for anti-aircraft fire. We can't afford to lose anyone right now.
Strider 1, locked on target. Target been eliminated.
The aircraft of the LRSFC. Our target is on the ground.
More bombers. They're high. Altitude 8,000. Bearing 150.
The enemy's going all out, too. Strider 1, keep an eye on Strider.
Railgun power supply is... Damn it. Numbers aren't going up.
Bypassing the auxiliary condenser.
Come on, damn it!
I'll take him out.
Visual on target. Prepare for bombing run.
Take out all bombers.
One shot from Stonehenge
Just
and
charged.
Bird will meet you off.
Stonehenge personnel, focus on your job. Don't stare out the windows.
This is Menhir 5. We've engaged the enemy reinforcements. We're ready to take it to them.
It's like goddamn whack-a-mole out here. I'm already exhausted.
Grit your teeth and fly. Remember that the fate of the whole war depends on this mission.
We can see the smoke from here. Did you get those bombers?
Yeah, and single-handedly.
The bird with the 3 lines. It's gotta be him.
Go back to school after this operation is over.
We gotta take out the enemy base no matter what. Send in the tanks.
Target acquired. Strider 1, tank destroyed.
We've already thrown everything we've got at Stonehenge. What's it gonna take? I'm struggling with so am I. We just need to hold out for a little longer.
This is Quiver. I shut that stupid alarm clock. It's time to bomb Stonehenge. Back to the Stone Age.
Target is in range of guns.
Look at them, scattering like ants.
This is Menhir 6. We're taking heavy losses. I repeat, we need air support ASAP. Any chance for that air support?
That should take care of the reinforcements facing Menhir 5. Good going.
Strider 1, box 2.
We successfully defended Menhir 7. Good work, everyone. It's the LRSFT. Without them, we probably would have been the ones in trouble. This is Quiver. Mission accomplished. Looks like I made it in time. But that damn army. What do they have to do with them? That's their survey techs. Let's take them out. It's pretty straight.
Strider 1, locked on target. More guests. Bombers and their escorts. Bearing 170.
Shit. I want to go smack them down, but those boys below are hanging on by a thread. You want me to choose?
Power level is at 80%. Think we should take our shot?
Patience! Don't want to waste everyone's hard work. Let's wait for 100.
I guess you're right. Give the fire control system one last check while we're waiting.
Roger.
What the hell? We're supposed to be the ones on the offensive. How did they get us on the ropes?
We wiped out half of them. Keep it up.
Hostile lock on you, Strider 1. More bombers approaching.
Move it! Ally has been shut down.
Intercept them now.
Trigger, what the hell are you doing?
Right now, missile inbound.
How much longer is this gonna keep going? They're gonna overwhelm us soon.
Destroyed. Missile launched.
Break this lock.
Behind the enemy.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Special delivery.
Enemy rocket unit coming from the southwest, and helo-borne assault from the northeast. They're planning a direct assault on Stonehenge. Stop them.
Strider 1, hostile gunning for you.
Let's split up. Take whichever way you like.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Locked on. Roger, Trigger. We'll leave the rocket unit to your squadron. Cyclops will knock out the helos.
Roger that.
Caution. Pull up.
Fire when ready! Prepare to fire! They know we're here! So shoot them before they shoot us! How long till you're ready? Once we fire, that cannon will crumble and the battle will end! We'll take down Stonehenge with Understood. Commencing mission. Chopper is on its way to Stonehenge.
Target destroyed by Strider 1. We're doing everything we can to fire as quickly as possible. Just buy us some time until then.
Enemy rocket vehicles are wiped out. You're the only ones who can stop them. Way to go, Strider Squadron. Cyclops eliminated the helicopter assault unit. Keep it up.
You've given my program a lot of the time it needs. Stonehenge will be ready to fire shortly.
Stand by. I'm picking up something on my radar. The signal is massive. It's the Arsenal bird.
Missile.
I have visual. Arsenal bird confirmed.
Here they come.
A swarm of UAVs is launching from the Arsenal bird. Keep them away from Stonehenge.
Missile.
Go to the target, see where the variables. How long till we can fire?
Firing at 60.
Hear that? Keep us safe till then.
Fire control system inspection complete. Radar error correction. Good to go.
He's over in the Senate vehicle.
Confirm voltage.
Totally stable. 30 seconds.
We have confirmation. Live projectile is loaded.
Power level is at 100%.
15 seconds.
Frame control?
All green.
Initiate final countdown.
Understood. Commencing final countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stop the countdown. We've lost the target.
Missile.
Starting to shut down.
Gone?
Missile.
This stupid thing is flying in the open.
The survey data isn't updating. No response from our spotter.
Survey vehicle down.
Those vehicles were Stonehenge's eyes.
Missile.
Without those, I'm sorry.
Missile.
Don't give up yet, Major.
Missile.
We still have sensors. Our eyes. The oldest sensors in the book. What are you scheming?
They're too unreliable.
Not bad.
That's something.
Impossible. Rerouting circuit. We can't do any more. Half the battery containers are out. We can't carry out our mission.
Come on, damn it!
Missile. Enemy missile.
Attention, all personnel! We have a change in the mission. We will now be using direct fire to shoot down the Arsenal bird. Listen, attack the central propellers. If you can destroy them, the Arsenal bird will slow down.
Missile.
Strider 1, Cyclops 1. Air up and attack that propeller. Everyone units. Defend Stonehenge from the UAVs.
Wilco. Jaeger, you take the lead.
He's readying its APS.
I'm going. The propellers are too much for Trigger alone.
You damn glory hound. Do your friggin' job.
Cap, we need someone who can take down those UAVs. It's up to you.
Trigger, do not ignore this.
Enemy Arsenal Bird Central.
Unbelievable. Stonehenge came with honest-to-goodness range tables? What was that curious?
They knew what they were doing.
Missile.
This whole operation is crazy.
Missile.
Well, only a total madman could break down the arsenal bird. Cooling system active.
Give us the UTM coordinates under the arsenal bird. We'll calculate the range. And I need you to be exact.
Cyclops 3 missile incoming. Look out.
I've been hit. I have to eject.
Forecast. Send a request for rescue. Conditions look grim. Expect some injuries.
60 seconds remain.
Missile.
Give me a second. It's been a while since I've used something this archaic. Does the angle on this table account for wind and Coriolis force?
Maybe you'll see flying from here. Not much wind. The rest is just instinct.
Alright, that takes care of the propellers. Arsenal Bird is slowing down.
Missile.
I knew my faith was well placed, Trigger.
Cyclops 4 has been hit. Are you alright?
I'm fine. We can't lose any more allies.
Knock that off. Push yourself too hard and you're dead. Get back to base.
Missile. Missile.
Wilco over.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Power level is at 100%.
We've done our part. Stonehenge, shoot!
Understood. Begin final countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Adjusting angle.
3, 2, 1. Fire! Hit, damn it!
Is it really over now?
Reporting mission success. Lehman, this victory belongs to you. That was a good lesson on the importance of manual control.
Today's MVPs are the LRSSG.
I'll say, especially those two lead birds. They're the Ocean big shots. We can win if we follow them. The Ocean big shots?
You mean the Ocean Big Shot?
Looks like we're on the offensive now. Ha! The enemy's defensive range dropped along with that arsenal bird.
That just means more pie for us.
Are we gonna eat the whole thing?
The brass is always hungry for more. They've got a bottomless appetite. But enough about that. Get some rest now before the counterattack.
Yeah, we got our hands dirty for nothing. The guys were babbling about a 3-line marking. Look into that for me.
Caution.
Attention, all defensive and air support teams. In order to get up...
The mission succeeded, but at a great cost. This victory marks a strategic turning point. The enemy has only one Arsenal bird left, and the defensive grid around the space elevator has been decimated. We can expect a counteroffensive by Ocean forces everywhere.
was born downtown, in our capital. When I recall my homeland, my thoughts are filled with the sights and sounds of the city. But home means something different to each and every one of us. Therefore, I've decided to visit every place where our citizens call home. The Kingdom of Erusia is a land of diversity. Each region has its own unique and special culture.
The destruction of one of their arsenal birds has significantly reduced the scale of Erusia's air defense network. Ocean forces have moved into the areas where we gained air superiority and freed over half of the Yusian continent. However, Erusia is feeling the pressure and is reacting by attempting to activate the ballistic missile base in the suburbs of Sierra Plata. For the past 72 hours, they've put the resources and people into action and have already entered the final stages of a launch. The missile silo is deep underground. To destroy it, we'll need a bomber to drop a huge deep penetration bomb in a precise place. Unfortunately, that airspace is thick with clouds at the moment, so it'll be difficult for a bomber to hit the target accurately. Normally, we'd wait for the weather to clear, but with the situation being what it is, we don't have that option. So, we will be the bomber's eyes and find the missile silo. You'll all be equipped with targeting pods instead of special weapons. We need you to fly at low altitude, visually identify which silo they're activating, then acquire it with your targeting pod. Once you press the firing switch, the bombers will drop their payload based on the location data provided by the targeting pod. You will need to keep the silo in the center of your sight until the bomb hits its target, or else it will miss entirely. It takes a high level of airmanship to properly guide these bombs to their targets while flying the plane. Naturally, we assume the enemy has positioned anti-air artillery and aircraft in the area of operations, so stay alert. Additionally, we suffered human and material losses in the last battle, so Cyclops Squadron will sit this one out. Trigger, it's up to you to make this work with just Strider Squadron.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
Arusia only has 5 IRBM silos in total. Therefore, the enemy's made a number of fake silos to try and throw our bombers off the scent.
Did you say fake?
They're painted to look like the real thing from the sky. Can't tell the difference.
It's the wing of that LRSSG that brought down that Arsenal bird. We've got the bombs. You do the terminal guidance.
In order to use the targeting pods, you'll need to change weapons first. Try to align the missile silo with the circle in the center of your HUD. When you're lined up, hit the firing switch and the bomb will drop. You're gonna need to keep the silo aligned until the bomb hits. The enemy set up anti-air weapons in multiple locations.
We need to work together to take them down.
Missile launched. Keep the targeting pod trained on that silo until the payload is delivered.
Target destroyed. Hit, but it was off the mark. Let's give him another.
The warhead should be exposed. Standard weaponry will suffice. But take your pick.
Dropping another bunker buster will take some time. Aim carefully. Destruction of first missile silo confirmed.
The IRBM is aimed at your team garrison. Soldiers' lives are at stake. We have no time.
They completely lost it. You can bet on it.
Let's end this madness.
Strider 1, lock on target. Strider 1 has entered the clouds. Trigger, bomb has been dropped.
Down and out.
That was a fake. No structures visible.
It's launched.
Enemy missile! Breaching! I'm damaged, but still flight capable. Your bomber is right on target. We need to take down the craft guiding the strike.
This is a serious mission. Was it Wiseman who gave Strider 2 account? A formation changes every mission. I'm sure he has a reason for it.
I believe that when I see it. I'm just glad he won't let it shoot my ear off.
Strider 1, we have coordinates. Firing the bunker buster.
Look, there's fire shooting up from the ground.
Missile silo destroyed. That makes 2. No launch signs yet. Picking up an enemy squadron. It must be the reinforcements they called in. They don't appear to be going after our bomber. Take them out if they interfere with our mission.
Keep bringing them down.
Missile. Missile.
Landing here, within the cloud. One enemy. I'm iced up. My plane is heavy. Enemy dodged. Continuing your target.
Strider 1, watch your tail.
Missile.
Fox 2.
Missile.
Ram 7 locked on target.
Missile.
that. Nice work.
All right, now let's take out those remaining silos.
Missile silo destroyed.
Where do we look next? The sky feels open and free today. As a Cyclops, I felt like a bird in a cage. Once this mission's over, I guess we'll be back under the company commander's thumb again. What a pain in the ass.
Strata 1, target acquired.
Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
Must have been a decoy. No fire or explosions on the ground. Right, breaking away.
Watch your chaff and flare supply.
I'm hit.
I'm like a wolf that's been let off its leash. These guys won't know what hit him. I thought you were a bird free from its cage.
Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
The bomb hit. If there's nothing but a big cloud of dirt, that silo must have been a decoy.
Strata 1, missile launched.
Missile closing! Break! Break! All aircraft, one prep is nearly complete. Try it 4 times.
Target destroyed. Remaining. Strata 1, locked on target.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Bunker buster away.
Right on the money.
Target destroyed.
The fewer there are, the harder they are to find. Good luck.
There's only one silo remaining.
Made that in my sight. On time. Friendly aircraft lost.
Target shot down. Remaining.
Enemy attack short me. I'm still okay.
All enemy aircraft confirmed destroyed.
Do we have time for the silos?
They're bombing us. Run and get out now.
Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
All missile silos have been destroyed.
Wait. What the hell is that?
Alert! We've detected an IRBM launch. Confirmed signature on our radar. Launch site is this dam.
Not from the silos?
They certainly hit it well. We still have a chance. Shoot it down before it reaches critical altitude.
Strider 1, evade that missile!
They took a bite out of me. Breaking.
Missile. Missile.
Strata 1, Fox 2. Confirmed signature on our radar. Warning, we confirm another launch.
Missile.
Take it out.
Missile. Missile.
Fox 2. Fox 2.
Missile.
Strider 1, bandit on your tail.
Missile headed your way.
Missile. Enemy missile. Zero. Missile.
This one's mine.
Don't you sneak up.
New hostiles. All aircraft confirmed. Additional launch confirmed.
Incoming!
Missile inbound. Breaking.
Missile. 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 Missile.
He took a bite out of me. Breaking.
Strider 1, locked on target. All of the missiles have been destroyed.
I was cutting it pretty close. I was starting to get a little nervous.
You're telling me? You had us sweating up here, and there wasn't even anything we could do about it. Glad we were partnered with you on this operation.
That went about as expected. Be sure to include in the report how much ass I kicked while off the company commander's leash.
Roger that, and I'll be sure to include all the crap you said about Wiseman, too.
Arusia only has 5 IRB.
We have successfully prevented an enemy ballistic missile attack. Strider Squadron, you did very well without your unit commander. We are now preparing for the final stage of our long-range operation, seizing the capital. With the loss of an arsenal bird followed by the destruction of their ballistic missile base, Erusia is running out of ways to counter. This is a great opportunity for the Osean army to bolster our power to eventually take down the Erusian capital of Farbanti. The special long-range strategy is entering its final phase. Our objective is to attack and capture the Erusian Air Force Base in Cape Rainy in northern Erusia. This important base is at the forefront of our strategy to establish control of Farbanti. Under the cover of night, our plan is that all squadrons will invade from the valley to the south and mount an air assault on the area. The enemy's observation field has eyes on the skies above the valley, so your altitude will need to be restricted. If you go over a certain altitude, the enemy could spot you, ending the mission in failure. Keep that in mind. Once you arrive, you are to take out the enemy's air defense forces as soon as possible and prepare for the support squadrons. When the air defense forces are neutralized, the helicopter squadron should arrive carrying Marines. The plan is to take control of the base. Getting through the valley is only half the job.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
Beginning nighttime aerial refueling process. Be careful of reduced visibility. 1 mile to tanker. Trigger, maintain your current approach. 500 yards. You may approach the refueling tanker. 100. 50. Excellent work, Trigger. Refueling initiated. Maintain your current position.
Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1. No weapons until you reach the enemy base. All aircraft, reduce altitude. We have altitude restrictions from here on out. Keep altitude below 1,900 feet. Good. Maintain your current course.
Searchlight up ahead. Watch for it.
Pull up.
Stay out of their sight.
Caution. Pull up.
Strider, Dazzler's 1. Our current ETA matches yours. Catch them off guard. Can we secure the LZ quickly?
We'll get you down safe. I'm worried you're short on men.
Everyone here's already signed their wills.
Pull up.
That ain't funny.
Everyone has good jokes. Okay.
Understood. Strider 1, you've passed through waypoint 2.
Caution.
The valley's about to get narrower. Be careful.
Caution. Pull up. Caution.
When can we take on the final mission? I'm starting to get tired of all this.
This is the last step, Count. We'll take the enemy base and use it as a bridgehead.
Watch yourselves out there. We're going to need all of you in Far Bounty. Without Wiseman here, everybody wants to give orders like they're the company commander himself. The best thing about Strider Squadron is our leader keeps his mouth shut.
Pull up. Caution. Pull up.
Watch your speed.
Caution. Pull up. Caution.
You've passed waypoint 3. You're coming up on the base. Imposing radio silence. We won't be able to talk again until you're over the base. Continue to keep an eye on your altitude. There are plenty of dark spots that can sneak up on you.
Caution. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution.
You just passed through waypoint 4. Radio silence has been lifted. You're almost at the base.
We made it. That was quite the roller coaster ride.
Visual confirmation on the airbase. Reach destination.
Commence the attack. It's time for their wake-up call. The longer it takes, the worse off we'll be. Hurry up. Finish them off.
All right, let's give him a beating.
Strider 1, missile away.
Enemies are attacking! Where the hell did they come from? They took out our leader's bird! Hurry or the roosters on the ground!
Caution. Pull up.
Fire up the searchlights! I can't see where the enemies are coming from!
It looks like the enemy's air defenses are online. Yes, they finally decided to wake up. Keep up the attack. The sooner we finish this thing, the better.
Friendly this is Atlas 1. Arrived at the AO. Landing down.
Roger that. If the enemy is still present in large numbers when our ground forces arrive, the mission will be a failure. Go help our allies.
Be quick. We're on time. Base is free.
Your jokes haven't gotten any better.
Strider 1, target destroyed. Vehicle confirmed destroyed. Strider 1, missile away.
Fox 2. Trust your allies. This base is ours for the taking.
Wait the base, Commander! What are you waiting for?
Strider 1, going eyes up.
We've engaged the enemy reinforcements. Requesting immediate close air support.
Copy that. We'll send some your way.
Pizza guy's in trouble. Let's help him out.
It's all right. Those two OG6 shots will take care of them for us.
All enemy fighters down.
I feel their pain. I really do. But this is war.
Strider Squadron, do it quickly, or we'll lose the element of surprise.
Air support is on its way.
Wake up! Missile coming your way!
Missile launched. Target destroyed.
Locked on!
Strider 1, target acquired.
Get away from that missile!
Target eliminated. Great work.
Okay, got a time to quick out the enemies on the front line. The way ahead is cleared up. Have our tanks.
Give me a damage report. We've suffered heavy losses. This is more than a surprise attack.
Picking up an enemy squadron. It must be the reinforcements they called in.
The campaign needs one leader. It's the home of the three scratches.
We still got 3 enemy fighters left. It's not over yet.
Emergency! See the enemy reinforcements? They're stopping us! We can't do anything about their air power. We need support.
2 remaining. Strider 1, missile away.
Caution! Enemy has a lock! Locked on! This one's a goner! Trigger! Missile inbound! I need to get away!
Okay, that takes care of all the SAM sites.
Everybody stay cool! Reform the race! Lancaster, requesting close air support.
Strider Squadron, enemy reinforcements. Get some goddamn support there now.
The enemy numbers are small. Don't give in. Fight until the very end.
2-2! We're stuck! We won't be able to capture the base at this rate!
Keep your heads down. 3 strikes will take care of the enemy.
We're behind them. Don't let them get in the way.
Enemy has a lock on you. Strider 1, locked on target. One last enemy fighter.
Wake up! Missile coming your way!
Strider 1, Fox 2.
That's the last of our anti-air guns. They've all been taken out.
Target destroyed.
Locked on bandit.
got a sitting duck here.
Stall warning.
The enemy's begun its counterattack. Damage to our unit is at 20%.
Keep firing! That takes care of that. Nice work. We did it. That's the last of them. Achieved air superiority.
That's it. Pick up those two. We can force our way inside the facility.
Target's destruction confirmed. That air support was right on the money.
Keep pushing the enemy on their heels.
Okay. Start running on the count of 3.
Great. I get to finally send my boys in to ring the doorbell.
There's still quite a few enemies holed up in there. However, we can't afford to wait any longer. Begin the assault. If anyone resists, kill them. Contact! 2 o'clock! Go! Go! Fire!
Sarge, tear down that barricade.
How'd it go?
This is Basilisk 1. The base is ours. We have control of all major functions.
Glad the pizza was on time.
Roger that, Basilisk 1. Mission accomplished.
All prisoners of war will be treated in accordance with international law. We've even brought pizza.
Looks like they can shred those wills.
I'm already getting an earful from the men over the needless paperwork.
No joke.
Okay, go ahead and begin your approach. Move to the flight control.
Roger that.
Strider 1, this is Basilisk. The runway is clear. You have permission to land. The party is on as soon as you get here. Reduce your speed. 2 miles to the runway. You are right on course. Maintain current heading. Raise your nose. You're too low. 1 mile to the runway. Impressive, Strider 1. Strider 1 has landed. Let's go and greet him.
Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1. No weapons until you reach the enemy base.
Excellent work on the night raid. Submarines have arrived from the Ocean mainland and are refueling. This base will serve as a frontline platform for our mission to take Farbanti. We're almost at the end of this operation.
Mihai's second sortie was designed to calculate how his physiology changed under the stress of combat. My job was to compare his performance as a pilot now to when he was younger, and and understand how his skills evolved. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure I wanted to know the answers anymore. For a man his age, Mihai's body was unbelievably resilient, remarkably flexible. His reflexes were sharp as they ever were. Still, after all those years of flying in the outer layers of the atmosphere, even someone as strong as Mihai wasn't immune to the effects of the strain. The human body is fragile. It was not meant to handle the excessive amounts of radiation that constantly bombarded the stratosphere. For Mihai's second sortie, we used a flight suit that was still untested. He seemed fine on takeoff, but by the time he landed back at the base, it was clearly a mess. He got caught in a surprise dogfight with an especially stubborn enemy. It took a while for Mihai to bring him down.
Suspend mission.
The suit was ineffective. According to the data, it wouldn't let him fly to his full potential. A new flight suit was made to my exact specifications. When it finally arrived, Mihai's granddaughters glared at me with their disapproval. They blamed me for the pain their grandfather had to keep enduring. But Mihai remained stoic. He wasn't the type of man who cared about anything that happened here on the ground. I wasn't worried about it. I was confident the new suit would protect him thoroughly, so that he could maneuver his plane any way he wanted. The moment he took off in his new flight suit, I realized what I had failed to before. Right after takeoff, as the wheels retracted, the plane suddenly arced up. It accelerated so quickly. I had never seen a plane move like that before. Mihai hit the high G's multiple times before disappearing into the blue. The support team couldn't even keep up. And then I knew. I understood why he never seemed to care about restoring his stolen country back to its former glory, and why he didn't seem to care about anything that happened here on the ground. Of course, Mihai's kingdom was the sky.
The operation to capture Erusia's capital, Farbanti, is beginning. This is the culmination of our work. We need to capture the Erusian forces' general headquarters in the south of Farbanti and end this war. The plan is for ground troops to attack Farbanti from both the east and north, and a task fleet will attack from the southwest. We will secure air superiority over the capital, while providing air support for our allies on the ground and in the water as required. By all accounts, we expect this to be an intense, full-scale battle across land, sea, and air. Should you need to replenish your ammunition or make necessary repairs to your craft, a return line has been set up in the north. During this operation, we will also be tasked with having to destroy the communications satellites that Erusia hacked. If we take down the information communication system that we believe they have control over, it should plunge Erusia into chaos. Once the capital falls, the Erusian military will be isolated and thrown into chaos, making it easier for us to end the war. However, that can't happen until after the capital falls, so you guys are the stars of this battle. Erusia will fight like a tiger, but we cannot lose. We must seize the capital and end this war.
Strider Squadron, proceed to runway. Sortie ASAP.
Our troops have engaged at Farbanti Reconstruction Park, Silver Bridge, and the submerged area. We need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This'll end the war. It's time. Commence the operation. Our friends are waiting.
Lately, as your company commander, I felt some of you young bucks coming after my championship belt. Really putting the pressure on me. So I think I'm gonna go out there and go to the score a little bit. Just to show you guys how it's done. I trust I can count on all you to keep up. Let's get out there, take care of business, come back in one piece.
Strider 1, turn line is to the north. Head that way if you need to refuel. Good luck, everyone.
Count is back in the saddle as Cyclops 2. It's good to be flying with you again, partner.
Cute. Ah, it's real funny.
Missile. 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 Missile.
I need to get away. Breaking!
Missile.
Fox 2! Fox 2!
Star One.
This one's mine.
I need to get away. Breaking!
Bandit destroyed. Good.
Target acquired. Strider 1, missile away. Our ground forces are now moving to capture Farbanti Reconstruction Park. They're already engaged with the enemy. It seems the enemy was fast to detect them. They can use some air support.
Strider 1, hostile gunning for you.
Break! Break! Medic, stay to the engine! I need them back on the front lines ASAP!
Change your guns.
Strider 1 got one.
The missiles have got a lot of further now. Missile fire! Evading! This is recon 8. I'm taking fire!
Our air support has stopped the enemy. Advance on the hospital!
Strider 1, missile away.
Medic, come again. Fire at the lead vehicle!
Half the enemy's already down. That LRSSC is really something.
Strider 1, bandit splashed.
Missile! I have to evade!
Target acquired.
Target locked.
Roger. The park will be secured. You'll see a big shot clear the way.
I am. Confirming Strider 1, destroying target.
HQ! We're falling back! We don't stand a chance against their air support!
Hold your ground.
Enemy backup inbound. Forces are heading from 2 separate combat zones. We need to split our forces in 2 and meet both threats at once.
Trigger, head for either area. Cyclops will take care of the other one.
Roger.
Missile.
Vehicle eliminated.
Missile.
Strider 1, missile inbound.
Missile.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Missile.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Missile.
Enemy sighted.
This one's all mine.
Launching missile.
I took some damage.
Target acquired.
Stall warning.
Failing.
They got a lock on you, Strider 1.
Missile.
We've got flies buzzing around our heads. Don't take your eyes off them.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, missile away. Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Careful. The ruins and sunken ships make these waters shallow. The enemy's striking back with everything they've got.
Okay, Trigger. Silver Bridge is all yours. We'll deal with the other threat.
Strider 1,
Let's go. Push it.
Wilco. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's the ticket. Show the enemy what kind of surprise we've got waiting for them.
Strider 1, destroyed.
Missile! Missile!
Take your stick, shake him off.
Fox 2! Fox 2!
Missile.
I'm hit.
Missile.
I'm spiked. Breaking away.
Locked on.
Bandit acquired. I'm trying to break.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Number 3, Fox 2.
Target acquired.
They're after you, Strider 1.
Gotcha, pal. Rampage, behind my target.
Missile. Missile.
Picking up.
Missile.
The enemy has escaped.
We need more air support. We can't hold the bridge much longer without it.
Missile did not connect.
Missile.
Hurry up and quick, behind you.
Missile. Missile.
Hold out just a little longer. Our plan will be a success.
Missile.
The enemy is worn out.
Missile.
This is our chance.
Missile.
Enemy missile, fire!
Bandits flash.
Free strike,
An enemy is behind you.
They took a bite out of me. Breaking.
Target acquired.
Missile.
Forward, keep your foot on the gas. Call reinforcements. Damn it, should have known it sooner. It's no use. We have to retreat.
Missile.
This battle is ugly.
Missile.
Your air support considerably weakened organized resistance from the emergent army. Operation nearly complete. Just need to see it through.
Understood.
Understood.
All right.
Understood. Understood.
Understood.
Fatigue is starting to set in. Maintain your composure. We're almost through this.
Enemy reinforcements on radar. Take him out.
Hostile forces moving near enemy HQ. We don't have enough units to hold them.
Split up. The longer this drags on, the greater our losses.
Roger that.
This is the start. There are small boats hiding in the ruins. Take them out before they can approach the fleet. Too many of them. See that plane? That's 3 strikes. Stay under and we'll survive.
that bridge to establish our position. Those grounds are all support they need.
That area is all yours, Strider. Backup help squad for the submerged area.
Minutes remaining.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Missile is closing. Strider 1, break! Target eliminated.
Ready? Fire! I've got the cross to give us their support!
Missile. Missile.
Eyeball to Tucker 2-4. Requesting fire for range. Coordinates 2294-5002. Target is enemy MPC formation. Fire for effect with your strongest round.
Ammunition 0.
Vehicle eliminated.
Eyeball to Tucker 2-4. Bracketing is complete. Fire for effect. Roger. Team firing data. Azimuth 2870, LED 37. Prepare to volley. Fire.
Keep an eye on your radar. All it takes is one missile and your history. Our tanks and combat vehicles are knocked out. They must be following the enemy's air support.
And impact. Tucker 2-4. Go easy on our eardrums next time. Thanks for the fire support. Longcaster, this is Mage 1. We'll handle the rest.
All aircraft, move on to assist other units.
Thanks, LRSSG. We'll take it from here. Anything other than tree strike.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Target acquired.
Missile.
In gun range.
They aren't as good as the ones on Silver Bridge.
We've spotted enemy backup. Check your radars.
Copy.
Ammunition 0. Missile.
Trigger. It's about time we finished up here and helped other allies in trouble.
You don't need to try and target every enemy. Just keep your focus. Take one down and move on to the next. Strider 1, warship sunk.
This is the amphibious command ship Ptarmigan. The enemy ships in this area are part of the sunken ruins now. Landing party is on its way to HQ.
Do not let them through.
Missile away.
Missile.
In gun range.
Ammunition 0.
They have a lock on me.
2 minutes remaining.
The enemy is showing signs of fatigue. Deal the final blow.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Fire your next missile. Punch a giant hole in that enemy ship.
Cyclops 2, incoming missile.
Our way is defensive to the AO. Coordinates Tango 28, Lima 39. There's an AA. No, a Kiwi. Protecting the defense of me.
Missile confirmed sunk.
We've lost 30% of our fleet. It's going to be difficult to complete our mission given the circumstances.
You're out of chaff and flares. 1 minute remaining. Missile's completed. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Behind target. Attacking.
You want a piece of me? You got it.
Our tank commander down.
Strider 1, missile. 3 seconds remaining.
We have to break.
You did really well out Command. The enemy headquarters is almost ours. Operation to eliminate all enemy satellites also underway. All going according to plan. The end of the war is in sight. Think of something you'd like to eat, guys? Because I'm buying.
Roger that.
Man, don't jinx us.
You're right. New bogies. No, 5 Su-30s inbound.
It's Mr. X.
What's going on here? I don't believe it. We've just lost ship 3 and 4. We're taking heavy damage. It's like this monster is toying with us out there. We've got to do something.
LRSSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
There, it's the snowbirds. The 2 leaders are at a different level. But don't underestimate the rest of them either.
Missile.
This should prove to be fun.
Missile.
Be mean. It's just like you say, the enemy has experienced fighters in their midst.
Ammunition 0.
There's good as Ruth says. That teamwork is somewhat lacking.
Don't turn your back on them.
Missile.
They have a lock on me.
Missile.
Bandit fired missile.
Missile.
Strider 1, break! Break now!
Good ship is sunk. Single fighter coming back around.
Don't let Mr. X run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strider 3, Fox 2.
They've got their flying missile scaled down.
Didn't think that'd miss.
Mr. X is eating through the Osean forces.
No. Who are these guys? Survive is hit.
Sorry, I gotta bail out.
Strider 1, hostile has a lock.
Wow, you sure he's human?
Lock on bandit.
What do you think the pilots? Don't let yourselves be distracted by focusing on the leader.
Ammunition 0.
Ship was sunk soon after. That's the last we heard of him.
Not long before our forces arrived.
Target hit.
Shaking off enemy lock.
Target is in range of guns.
Damn. Maybe those lashes fly like champions.
I'm hit!
Call in our air support ASAP. Yeah, still talking about them.
Cyclops, Strider, stop Mr. X. You're out of missiles.
Attack missed. Cyclops 3, Fox 2. This is Cyclops 3. I'm in hit. I gotta eject.
Take them out one by one. Cyclops 3 is bailed out safely.
Missile.
Don't worry.
Missile. Ammunition 0.
Listen, Trigger, real talk. If we keep this up, someone's not going home. I'll act as a lure. Meanwhile, you shoot down Mr. X.
What?
Missile. Missile. Ammunition 0.
Get away from that missile!
Missile.
All right, he grabbed the bait. Time to take him for a ride. Man, this is one stubborn bastard. He's on my tail, but he won't fire. Waiting for the perfect shot, eh? Sorry, stranger, but my boys won't let you have it.
Ammunition 0.
Wiseman, bandit behind you. Enough with your air show, Wiseman. You're pushing it.
Oh, Cal, that's sweet. I never knew you cared. You're all grown up. I'll even let the wisecrack slide.
Hey, I'm being serious here.
Scratch the last escort.
We need to be extra careful if we want to split up the 2 meters. Eject while you can still talk.
Wiseman, watch your tail.
Good night.
Hold up. My radar has shown that an enemy aircraft has been stuck on Cyclops 1 for a while now.
0.
Makes my blood run cold to even think if he came up on a 6. Shit! He's refusing to fire. He wants a sure shot. Not too bad. I've got his attention. Just wait for your chance.
It's fine.
There's the spirit. Enemy has a lock on me. Bandit, right behind me. You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot. Wasn't a bad pilot.
Wiseman, missile closing!
I'll keep him on me. Just a bit longer.
Shit. Cyclops 1 is down.
Cyclops Vice down.
Eject already, Wiseman!
I'm sorry, Count.
This plane exploded. Wiseman, stay strong. We're not done here. Cyclops 2, you've got the lead. Wiseman! Shit! Negative, Cyclops 2, you're the lead. I can't do it. Trigger should take command. The duty is yours. That's impossible.
Do it.
Damn it! Cyclops 4, form an element. We need our top gun if we're gonna take out that bastard.
We'll go count.
Damn, I can't seem to find an opening.
Caution. Pull up.
Strata 1, target acquired.
Ammunition
Lock on
0.
me.
Now I see why he's the king of the skies. Trigger's our only hope.
Stall warning.
I have a lock.
You're holding your own out there.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile. Ammunition 0. Missile.
Good lord. All we can do is rely on our best pilot now.
Shit! This guy's too tough.
I don't think I can take him on. Damn, I want to go to Trigger's aid, but I can't keep up.
Missile.
Shake it, Bandit.
Missile. Missile.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
These guys are way out of my league. I can't even get in close to them.
Enemy has a lock on me.
Fox 2.
Can Trigger handle this solo?
Missile hit.
Damn.
Now go finish the job.
Get Mr. X, Trigger. Shoot it down, Trigger. You can do it. In fact, you're the only one who can.
Ammunition 0.
My radar suddenly turned off.
What is it? Respond.
My data won't update.
My HUD
Damn
is
it.
rushing out.
What was that?
I've lost radar contact. What's up?
Look at the sky. Towards the sun.
What is that?
A star? No. Maybe an explosion?
This is Soul Squadron. Head home. It's not safe to stick around here if we lose our base.
Listen up. We've just lost our real-time connection with Mission Command. It's not just Mission Command. I'm not getting any response from outside our LOS. Farbanti's now under OCN control. The operation was a success. We didn't get the orders that should have come after the operational success. We'll guide you to the scheduled airport. All aircraft, leave this airspace immediately.
Negative. They've got a debt to pay.
Count, we all feel the same way.
Shit!
So Wiseman died for nothing.
This is a peacekeeping force forward base near Erusian territory. Other Allied aircraft have probably been forced to make emergency landings at other airfields. We don't know much. The mission to capture the capital is nearly complete, but we unfortunately have no intel. The enemy communication satellites are down, and we have confirmed the deaths of several Erusian leaders. But our enemy was smart. They had a similar plan. Our own communication systems were destroyed at approximately the same time. We have no idea when or if they'll come back online. Stand by for further details.
As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, I'll be taking the girls too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Erusia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Erusia will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Erusia's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
To the unidentified Ocean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Ocean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Ocean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oceans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, we just run if they shoot us, right?
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire.
War is something I'll never get used to, but tonight has been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich. Strider 1, missile launched. Strider 1, target destroyed.
Leading our country even further into ruin.
Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you.
Understood. Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route.
Which faction is the head of our organization? We need to know at once.
It's Erusian.
They are responding aggressively.
General, if they're conservatives, they'll listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Longcaster. They've opened up a path for us. More the merrier.
Target destroyed.
You were the ones on the radio. We don't know our location. Give us orders.
We have no orders, but we do have ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Roger that. We'll look for our way home.
Tank is destroyed. ID is Ocean Forces.
Down here. Be on the lookout for
This is AWACS from the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated.
We made it through the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next ramp.
All right.
The use of drones makes war more palatable. Why don't people realize this?
It's Erusian military.
avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, the General's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Hold him out of your sight.
Vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. Radicals.
Here comes the traitor, Lamar.
This is a wide net they've cast. They really don't want the war to end, do they?
Reverse in that vehicle!
They've been set up in all the right places.
We have some enemies coming up behind us. They're gaining on us. We changed our route, but the enemy's still on us.
What's wrong with drones? Whether you're a patriot or not, you're just too stubborn to change with the times.
Target destroyed by Strider 1.
Evading missile.
Missile away.
Ahead, but still fighting. Breaking out rock.
Star warning.
Locked on. Go down.
Captain Squad, friendly hello in front. I'm a patriot, my duty is calling. Nice work, Leos 2. That's a confirmed kill. You're a true patriot.
Strider 1, enemy ship sunk.
We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous at Kruger Park.
Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Emusia.
I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it.
The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the Radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belkans. When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. They even manipulated the princess. The Belkan technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. For those of you listening in, am I wrong?
We're heading towards Gruner Park. Rendezvous point at the helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
There are rumors of a military group calling itself the Free Erusians. And it has a lock.
Target locked. Target shot down.
Scratches on the tail. Yeah, those guys are part of Russia's penal unit.
An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a bad feeling. I'm hit! Get this guy off my back!
Strider 1, target acquired.
Open fire on that vehicle.
The VIP is taking fire. His vehicle stopped. Missile away. Strider 1, target destroyed.
Try to help us before we get shot. It's not like this is a tank or anything.
Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 199er Delta Lima. Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah, don't think they'll know where it's safe.
Our capital's fall has led to another power struggle within the Erusian military.
It's Erusian! Shoot it down!
Trigger, that one's Ocean. Do not attack before target identification is complete.
It's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War.
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide.
That was something.
The bridge is being blocked off by a tank. This isn't good. Radio? You have one in your cockpit?
Yeah, ever since my previous squadron.
An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle used by the Erusian forces. Take it out!
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for it.
We're taking fire! Take care of them!
Fire from our own allies. Is this place under rebellion too? We have no choice. Fire!
We're taking fire. We can't hold off. I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks.
Strider 1 has crashed.
There are rumors of a military group calling itself the Free Erusians.
An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a bad feeling.
Missile. Missile.
Target was not struck.
Take out Penny in autonomous mode. Objective, destroy 3 strikes.
Target destroyed.
ID is Ocean military.
Open fire on that vehicle.
The VIP is taking fire. His vehicle stopped.
Caution. Caution.
Ocean forces at landfill number 7. This is AWACS Lancaster.
That vehicle is one of ours. Cease fire. The info just came through.
There's fire on a moment's notice.
Try to help us before we get shot. It's not like this is a tank or anything.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Missile.
Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. Your coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 1999 Delta Lima.
Missile.
Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Missile.
Well, yeah, don't they know nowhere is safe?
This fall has led to another power struggle within the Erusian military.
It's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War. Radio? You have one in your cockpit? Yeah, ever since my previous squadron. I've got it taped, nice and secure.
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide.
That was something.
Unknown aircraft approaching.
An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle used by the Erusian forces. Take it out!
Missile.
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for him.
We're taking fire! Take care of them!
Missile.
Destroy aircraft with tally marks on the tail. Their people in trouble. Weapons on!
I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks.
UAVs are acting strange. Their autonomous mode must be bugged. It's not the control surface. This is Charlie Foxtrot.
Caution.
The general is speaking with the commander.
Watch over protection. From the high heavens.
We've almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood.
Missile. Missile.
System failures caused friendly fire incidents among Ocean forces.
Strider 1,
There are even rumors of penal units turning on our allies.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
With the main conflict concluded, regional forces in the center, south, and east struggle for stabilization of the nation.
Missile. Missile.
The Erusian government has defined these groups, along with those trying to independently make peace with Ocean as rebels.
We're coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit. There's more to Belgian technology than just UAVs. Taking IFF designations for one was an astonishing feat. They used it to make drones that resembled Ocean fighters. And then to assassinate Harvey. Explain.
boss is responsible for Harlan's assassination.
You talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, right, Trigger?
Enemy on your back.
No response. Shoot down.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the General's day. I'm behind my target.
Taking fire from a friendly tunnel.
It's ID'd as Erusian.
The General's a real celebrity. Seems everyone wants to meet him.
Fox 2!
Strider 1, locked on target. Target destroyed. Strider 1, Fox 2.
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for a better time. Nice. Glad to see the Urusians attacking the radicals. Maybe we should join up with them. It means getting rid of those assholes faster.
Regionalism is part of the infighting within these groups.
How's your last long capture? And we're here to help.
We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Slightly waited. Don't worry, we won't let anybody through after you.
Almost at the rendezvous. In the rear of the others.
Understood.
The radicals truly believe boosted drone productions will make up for our losses. They shouldn't be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why proper conservatives like myself are moving to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Osea quickly. We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
Who do we turn to in this darkest hour? We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Erusian News Network.
Okay, let's go. We're getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to LRSSG. This should finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck. Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No. Unless she's a soldier.
Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft your grandfather told me about. The one with the scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkin technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
Hold on tight.
Lawcaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
They could be Osean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
That's all we can do.
ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell's going on?
Stay sharp. Uh-huh. Right. I'm shooting him down. Any complaints?
planted.
Star warning.
Wilco.
Wilco.
Yeah, good work. Strider 1 has killed a bandit.
I managed to catch a glimpse of the 3 strikes.
Don't miss.
Aim carefully.
9. No good. Shit.
Getting on a block. Breaking.
Bandit destroyed. Well done.
They're in my way.
Strider 1, Fox 2. Target hit.
Nice kill.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
What the hell? We were just helping them.
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Lancaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, OC craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
We did what we could. Weapons free. You are cleared to attack the escort.
Wilco. Understood.
Wilco.
Can't afford the MQ-99 launch. Our commands are overridden. They must be accessing it remotely. Which unit is behind this?
Hey, it's not our fault they won't listen to reasons. Why do something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses.
To build something else entirely.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
No. The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies.
There's a beat on you. Strider 1, Fox 2.
Nickel.
5 bandits remaining.
Damn it. They don't have the drive they need.
In gun range.
It's not enough to be fully functional. There has to be a time when it should not function. But when?
4 bandits left. Strider 1, target acquired. 3 bandits to go.
Locked on.
Two bandits left. Show them what you got. One bandit to go.
Star warning. Nickel.
Strider 1, that's what I like to see. Another story to tell my boy.
Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. General's helicopters flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
All hostiles, huh?
General, the Ocean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Ocean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Were you sent by the General's staff? No, we can't put it in. No, I can't!
Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he was shot down by another Ocean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Ocean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Ocean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guard's dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. and the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. I'm sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there is no one left to protect me. I am so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess? After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio.
It still works! I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness.
Just what did you see here?
Okay, enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Forbanti, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer. At this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission will be. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians, so we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still, with countless Erusian forces in the area, it's too dangerous for us to stay around here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense, I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Osean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling. It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Osean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are two great reasons in its favor. If everything went according to plan, the base may already be in Allied hands when we get there. Though based on what Count told me about the island operation, it won't be easy to seize control.
If the ground troops have managed to open the bridgehead, the transport route to Osea for supply ships should be available.
So much at stake, I can't imagine Erusia just giving it up without a fight. Things could really have gone bad.
Even if there are enemies left, they should be pretty easy to suppress.
I just want to go home, man.
Me too.
With that look on your face, Trigger, I know exactly what you want to do.
If Trigger's ready to kick ass, then so am I.
Damn straight. We're with you, Trigger.
It's decided then. Let's get all the aircraft and haul ass to Tyler Island. Although we can avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air network, there's still remnants from the Erusian forces. I want to get to the island without getting into any unnecessary combat. Pick a fast craft and fix it how you want.
Pack for a long trip, but remember, if you drag your ass, you'll get left behind. Okay, enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into